5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hello and welcome everyone to Truth Beer and Podsequences. This is the podcast where we listen to all the Cincinnati craft beer podcasts from the previous week, get together and give our version of how those podcasts went. Hopefully there's not too many podsequences from the hosts of the other show. So far so good. My name is Marco and I'm a brewer and I'm joined by the best co-host in Podcast Landia.
Oh, I'm sorry, you mean me?
Yes.
I am Julia. I write somewhat funny things about beer on occasion, and I drink all of the craft beer in the Cincinnati area. Marco, did you happen to listen to any Cincinnati craft beer podcasts this week?
I did.
Excellent.
I listened to, I think, all of them.
All of them? Excellent, as did I. And there's another cord on our table and another glass on our table that goes to another voice at our table.
Am I supposed to talk?
You are.
Oh, crap.
We gave you a mic.
We gave you a mic and
headphones.
You could have said no.
I thought you were just giving me these headphones so I could upgrade my headphones.
I mean,
looking for some nice new ones.
Hey, man.
Nice dig. So we have, in addition to sponsors of the show, we also have another guest today, a repeat guest. I guess repeat guests don't get hazed.
I was thinking that. No.
Okay, that's fair. Well, we're still fleshing out the whole hazing of guests.
By getting
things.
hazed, does that mean you buy me a hazy IPA and I just drink it?
Yes.
Okay.
So do you want to get hazed?
I mean, that makes it sound very, very appealing.
Appealing? All right. Well, hey, we can most definitely
we can haze you.
Make that happen. The Gnome is joining us once again for today's episode, so thank you so much for being here, for showing up.
Since I can't make my own podcast happen, I figured I needed to be on someone else's to...
I mean...
Otherwise, the International Cincinnati Podcasting Committee will take away my card.
Oh, yeah, we
glad to
definitely
have
don't
you.
want that. Definitely don't want that. In addition to thanking you for being our guest today, I want to shout out two show sponsors for today. Victoria M., thank you for sponsoring us, for buying Marco and I a pint yet again. A repeat donor. Thank you so very much. We really appreciate your support. And someone that has been a repeat donor since the beginning that we only mentioned once because, reasons. Josh E., the other Josh, the not my Josh. Thank you, as always, so very much for helping us to, I was going to say keep the lights on, but that's really not...
No, but we'll
Not
go
what we
ahead
do here.
and we'll go ahead and shout out our podcast hosts,
Yes.
BC's Bottle Lodge Montgomery. Get down to BC's Bottle Lodge Montgomery, where our producers can produce the finest beers and wine and twisted tea to your heart's desire. And also shout out to the Cintas guy,
Which I actually was here to see today.
Yeah,
I was
who
very excited.
keeps the place smelling fresh.
And so clean.
Correct.
Yes. The podcasts that we listened to today, I didn't listen to them today. I listened to them previously. I have Hustle and Brews and Shift Beers. How about you, Marco?
That's what I have.
Excellent. Gnome, did you happen to listen to?
Listen to Shift Beers. I don't remember listening to Hustle and Brews yet, though, so it must be in my queue.
Okay. Yep.
Nice.
Well, that's
All right.
cool.
All good.
We will let you know what happened,
I'm excited.
and then you can re-listen and see what kind of
See how
falsehoods.
accurate you were.
Exactly. As any good beer podcast has,
Right.
I don't know, words. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. We all have beers in front of us. So, Gnome, as our guest, would you like to get started with what you're drinking?
I went with everybody's favorite style,
Especially
Schwarzbier.
Marcus, yeah.
Slow pour Schwarzbier. I think this is this Grainworks?
Yes.
I didn't even ask. I just heard that there was a slow pour.
And you're like, I'm in. Yeah.
I'll take that.
It's the Luke I Am Your Lager, which I had prior to the pre-production meeting and
It's
all that. It's
absolutely
really
delicious.
good.
I huge dark lager fan, and we're getting ready to dive into some of those Bocks, and I want to get a little bit of the other side of dark lagers out of my system before I go Bock crazy here.
sounds good. Marco, how about you?
I have Lore, which is a pale ale from Sonder Brewing in Mason.
Very good.
Julie.
I will round out the table with, I got another last case scenario from Masthead Brewing. It's just a super clean, crisp IPA, and I love it.
Yeah, it's good.
I need it in cans.
It's good. It might be in my future.
Yeah, you should definitely do that.
we'll see.
Well, should we get rolling
Yeah.
with Hustle and Brews, episode 18, with Rick Bell from the Cincinnati Watch Company?
Yeah, we can do that. I mean, the guest usually picks the order of the show, so
Well,
look, just jump on
considering
in
this
if
is
you think if you know anything that actually happened in the episode. Just jump on in.
Well, the only reason that I didn't throw this to our guests is only listening to one out of the two podcasts. It would be a little one-sided with what he picked.
Yeah.
So I was just like,
You
no.
don't know that I wouldn't have picked the one that I didn't listen to yet.
This is true. This is very fair. My apologies. I won't let it happen
I do
again.
know about the Cincinnati Watch Company.
Okay.
Because I want he's got I don't know if he talked about it in the episode, but he's got a watch that looks like the clock from Union Terminal.
Yes.
I'm not a watch guy at all.
You mean the Justice Center?
Yeah, the Justice Center. I'm not a watch guy at all, but I want that watch so bad when it gets back in stock.
Good on you, man.
Yeah.
It's almost like you listen to the episode.
I mean, that's pretty close. There was a huge portion of the show that was dedicated to talking about Union Terminal, the history of Union Terminal, the history of the clock. So Matt Damaris and his wife, I'll just say the Wolf. I don't know if she is always the Wolf. That's what she is in the Outcast podcast. So I'll just keep it as that. They talked to Rick Bell over at Brink Brewing, and Andy McLeese from Brink Brewing also made an appearance in the episode. There was new intro music to this episode. Did you notice that?
But it was still from Highly Likely, though, right?
Oh, yeah. It still had that Highly Likely sound, so it's highly likely that Highly Likely still created the intro, but it was new. I thought it was really cool. I really like it. So Matt, good on you for switching things up a little bit.
I heard that Highly Likely is going to be playing music for cheetahs soon. Just throw that out there. Doesn't make any sense if nobody knows what I'm talking about, but that's what I heard. Maybe a hippo.
Nice.
Yeah.
And
Giraffe.
speaking of,
Probably all of them.
you talked about the one watch with the clock. There were many other sort of Cincinnati tied or Cincinnati connected watches, and there's a Fiona watch.
Oh, okay.
A Skyline Chili watch.
Okay.
An Eglomesis watch.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And there was one more. Montgomery Inn watch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Because I went to the site after listening to the episode, of
I
course.
did too.
The Montgomery Inn watch, the red band that they used.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks dead on the color of the barbecue
Does it
sauce.
smell like barbecue sauce?
Well,
I don't know about that.
I don't know because I couldn't smell it through the interweb, but that would be
To be honest, whenever I wear a watch,
feature.
the sweat that accumulates underneath the watch
Yeah.
band starts to smell like barbecue sauce after a little bit because that just comes out of my skin.
Or
It's just,
Citra hop.
it's just what my skin smells like is
Honey,
lightly hopped barbecue sauce.
this is mosaic.
I'm not sure if that's something you should see your doctor about, or if that's something that's just going
it's
on.
He said it was normal.
Just comes out of my pores, you know.
So he's glad it doesn't smell like Skyline anymore.
On that amazingly fragrant note, so the Cincinnati Watch Company is the very first company in Cincinnati to build watches in the Cincinnati area since 1958, which I didn't realize with, like Schwartz Jewelry Company and all that. I figured that there were other places in Cincinnati building and crafting
buy
those
their
watches.
crap somewhere
but
else. All those places are phonies.
yeah,
Phonies, fake.
Unless you want to
Sad.
sponsor any of our shows, then
And
Right,
then,
if
retract
yes.
If you produce watches and do want to sponsor a show, Julia, how do they get in touch with us?
They can reach us at truthbeerpod on all the social medias. They can reach out to us at truthbeerpod@gmail.com, or you can go to truthbeerpod.com and click the sponsor us link.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And so, what other notes do you have there?
Let's see. So apparently, not Cincinnati Watch Company related, but Rolex watches, because they talked about
Yes.
all kinds of watches.
Yes, they did.
The value of a Rolex watch goes up 3 to 4 times the minute you walk out of the store with it, just because of the amount of demand. So unlike a car whose value depreciates about
Right.
3 to 4 times as soon as you leave the lot, Rolexes are the complete opposite, and it's just 100% supply and demand.
that's crazy.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, I thought that was pretty cool.
Does the value of a Rolex go up more if people find out that it was Marco that owned it?
Oh yeah, how could it not?
Yeah, I would think so.
Unless that well, no, not the barbecue smell. That would be
Yeah, no,
if
my
you
value
had it,
goes
yeah,
down
so
because the watch now smells
smells
like barbecue sauce.
Right.
Unless it's the Montgomery Inn watch, in which case
It might increase the
that
value.
just
be.
enhances things. Yeah.
It's more likely to smell like beer and chicken wings. But, I mean, it could go up in value. You never know.
Yeah.
You never know.
So, well,
Confusing.
McLeese, yeah,
McLeese.
but he goes by Andy, not Andrew, right?
I've never met him.
I have. There are people that I've heard refer to him as Andrew McLeese. I've always called him Andy McLeese.
And I think
but
that's
don't-
why I have
don't know.
Andrew written down, and I'm like, well, wait a second, isn't it Andy? Which is why I stopped, because I'm going, that's not right.
To be
but-
honest, I think most people just that I hang out with just call him McLeese because
McLeese,
there are
okay.
so many Andys and Andrews in the beer industry.
All
Which
the Andes.
they're all of
There's
the
all the
Andes.
Andes. There are lots of
all
Andes.
of the Andes. Yeah, he shared a couple really cool stories about how Hold the Reins is based off of a Toto song.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, and how Damocles, which is their best-selling, and this is for you, Brian, Cascadian Dark Ale, is based off of his last name.
Yeah, it is.
The sounds of acceptance around this table when I said Cascadian Dark Ale were wonderful. Thank you, guys.
Okay.
Yeah, you know.
And there's another one, isn't there? Pilsner, named after Drew.
What is their Pilsner?
Yeah, it's the Drew Pills, because of his last name, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what we're saying.
Sure.
It could be true or it could not be true.
No, I
You'll
think
have to
that-
listen to
yeah.
the episode to find out, because
I
they
think
did
it's fairly-
mention it
It's fairly accurate.
in there.
As we are. But
There wa-
also, go ahead, Julia. Your notes are in a chronological order according to the show, so please.
They are. So kind of went through a lot of, there was a lot of talk about watches, the history of watches, the history of Union Terminal. So it was a very history-rich episode, which I really liked. One of the things I was not aware of is Cincinnati was one of the first areas that had self-adjusting train tracks, or like auto train track
What the hell is a
switching.
self-adjusting train track?
So if you have two sets of
And
train
don't give me
tracks
this truth beer consequences bullshit. I need
no,
to actually know this
is,
right now.
From what I understand, how sometimes you'll see
Can I
train
say bullshit
tracks
on your
that,
show?
Sure you can.
Sure, why the fuck not? I don't care.
Exactly. Sorry,
How you'll
Julia's
have
mom.
sorry, mom. She sometimes is not impressed with our language.
Yeah.
But it happens.
You can get the
It's
hell
okay.
over it.
So auto adjusting train, or auto adjusting train tracks. From my understanding, and if anyone is a train specialist, please correct me if I'm wrong. I am
Call
not,
in right now.
Right, call it in
Yeah.
right now. We have we don't have the thing hooked up, but we'll pretend we do. Call in if you
Yeah,
know the number.
call in.
You
Call-
know if you know the number.
leave
You
a
know
message.
the number.
Call 567-70 drink and just leave a message.
There
and
you
I'll
go.
forward it on.
Yes.
Yeah.
So any messages for Truth Beer Pod, you can either send to BC's Bottle Lodge Montgomery, the Gnarly Gnome via the Drunk Line, or at Raging Hop on Twitter.
Yes.
That is the best way to get a hold of us for whatever reason. So auto-adjusting train tracks, when you have two sets of train tracks that go in different directions, but you need the train that's, say, heading northbound to go east or west, go on, a different set of tracks, you'll have those kind of curved, those very small curved sections of tracks.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Those can be flipped to change the direction that the train is going on. So
Okay.
they can change the track from going straight or
I'm following still.
To-
I got this. Yeah.
to transfer to another set of tracks.
My youngest has a
those-
little Lego Duplo train set, and it has,
probably
it
similar-
has
yeah,
tracks
yeah.
like that. So I'm following. Okay.
So prior to the Union Terminal train yard, that switch, those movable sets of tracks would have to be manually moved, adjusted, however they do it.
Like with a
to-
hammer, or
I
like
don't
with
know.
with a lever.
Big ass lever is what I'm going to say.
Okay.
Big ass lever, because fulcrum and
Okay.
math stuff.
Right.
words.
Gotcha. Fulcrum.
Fulcrums.
Fulcrum.
Gotcha.
There we go. But Union Terminal apparently had some of the first automatic ones where they could just, through the magic of electricity, magnets, how do they
Okay,
work,
okay.
who knows, they could just hit a button and they would
On their phone?
automatically switch on their 1958
Bluetooth.
Bluetooth
enabled.
apps.
Gotcha.
So instead of someone pulling a lever, they just had someone pushing a button.
Okay. And that
Yeah.
button lit up a light, and then some young boy ran out there, and he had to do it then.
But no
It
one
was
talked about.
automatic, yeah.
But no one talked about the boy. So
Yeah.
everyone's like, "Oh, it's automatic. It just magically happens." And sadly, we lost many a young lad
I
who
feel
couldn't
like
get out of the way in time. But
I feel like if we had all been around at that time, Button Brian would be the train boy that had
Yeah,
to run out
absolutely.
there and
Oh,
switch the tracks. I
Yes,
feel like
he
that
would.
would have been his job.
That would have been his job for
yes,
sure.
yes. Whenever there's a button that needs to be pushed, you got Brian.
That's right.
Yeah.
Wherever there's a button, I'll be there.
Yeah. One of the last notes that I had on this episode was a very, very cool quote from Rick at the Cincinnati Watch Company.
Okay.
Give back before you succeed.
Okay.
Which
Yeah.
I really liked. Don't wait until you're successful to do good in your community or with other people.
I feel like it's a great quote. I feel like it would have been better if it had incorporated time somehow, like the best time to give back is before, like something like that. You know, like I feel like that would have
that's
been.
yeah,
Like he needs
missed
to,
opportunity.
You should create a business where you create content.
Ooh,
That would be a good idea.
That would be a
That's a
really
good
good
idea.
Yeah, I
Wow.
like it. I like it.
Slogans, just slogans. That's-
Mind blown. He did say that. It came up more than once
Yeah.
in the episode,
Yeah.
actually, and the episode was full of a lot of history, full of watchmaking history, full of Cincinnati history, and what they're doing at the Cincinnati Watch Company is it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And they have a very respected and accomplished watchmaker. Had no idea that Cincinnati was a place where people looking to get
Like train in
basically
watchmaking,
trained
yeah,
and
yeah.
certified in this area of business. There's I don't know if it's an institute or a college or something ancillary
it sounds
program.
like it would be an institute. Definitely
An
an institute.
institute.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
so their watchmaker was running that institute. So it's
National Watchmakers Institute.
yeah,
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
yeah. So I mean, and clock, I believe, right? There was a lot of cuckoo clock talk.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, the sound effects that they kind of edited in
They're
got
so
little
annoying. My
annoying.
best friend in high school had 12 cuckoo clocks. So
Did they
when
all
you're
go
in
off
high
at the
school,
same? Like, did they actually have them set correctly, or were they all went off at the same time, or did they have them set to different times to where?
Just
Were they in
strange?
One room or like spread about the
No,
house?
one room.
Okay.
His room.
So one room is
Oh,
okay.
wow.
So it's like, hey, we'll go,
It's like a
you
cuckoo
know,
room,
we'll go
man.
get drunk and we'll,
You know what's going to happen.
crash at my place. And I'm like, okay, but every damn hour, dude. With the effing clocks. Anyways, I'm not digressing. It's part of the show.
Yeah.
So
clocks.
I definitely took the time while listening to the episode, and then after the episode, check out the website. I encourage everyone to do so. They acknowledge, Rick acknowledges that these watches are 100% not a necessity.
Correct.
And so that's
it's a luxury item. Yeah.
It's a luxury item, and so part of them selling this luxury item always comes with a give back aspect.
Right.
Right.
Always. So very cool. It was kind of a long conversation, but if you've got the time, it's certainly worth the listen.
Very nice.
Hey, now.
Well, not only that, but if you are also interested in watches, even in a very minor way, if not, I know sneakerhead is a thing. Is watchhead a thing for people really
Sure,
into
yeah,
watches?
I don't know. What do you call it?
Watch hands.
Watch hand. Oh, nice.
Ah.
Nice. I like it.
Get it?
I like it. I
yes.
like it. So if you are a watch hand, or if you just like the history of Cincinnati and kind of Union Terminal, some of that stuff specifically, this is a really great episode for you to listen to. So definitely check it out. Check out all of Hustle and Brews episode. And that's all that I had for this one. Marco?
I would like to see the next time we get together with Matt. I'd like to see the watch that he purchased on the episode or after the episode. He showed up ready to purchase the watch, and Rick's like, "I only live a couple of blocks from here."
Well, Rick even said, I have every single watch that we've ever made on the table in front of us right now. So Matt's just like drooling
So
over
I
these watches the
ran
entire
into
time.
Matt the other night.
Was he
and
wearing-
I don't know. I didn't pay attention to it because I
okay.
didn't listen to the episode, so I didn't know I was
gotcha.
supposed to be paying attention to it.
Yeah. Let me see your wrist, man. That's always an awkward
Yeah. Show me, bro. All right, everybody.
Nice.
Now, but does that wrap it up for
that wraps it up for
Cincinnati
Hustle
Watch?
and Brews. Yeah.
Okay.
This is a watch company. So we will take a quick break to drink some of our beer because I didn't drink nearly enough while talking about this. And then we will get into shift beers.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Truth, Beer, and Consequences. Thank you for being patient during that moment of silence where you could take and pause and go get yourself a beverage.
Or a watch.
They
Or a
couldn't,
watch.
They couldn't even do that. It was not long enough for them to. It just made that
They-
little noise.
They pause. And they're like,
Yeah.
oh, they're
Nobody
coming. Like,
nobody pauses. They're driving to work or something.
That's
I'm running
true.
on a treadmill.
This
I don't
is
know what
true.
people do when they listen to podcasts.
Run on a treadmill. Yeah, yeah. It's not one of those Peloton ones because they're constantly yelling in your face, right?
They stopped making those. Did you hear that?
Yeah,
they
stopped
ceased
making
production.
like everything.
No.
The bikes,
Yeah,
the
no, they-
treadmills,
What? Tell me.
everything.
Because they have so many of them in stock that people aren't buying.
Oh.
Yeah.
Peloton's in a bad place.
Well, I think
Oh.
the
That
drop
happens
in
in the beer
sales
industry.
it
does,
happens
it
in the
does.
beer industry too.
Yeah.
I think the
I had
Peloton
that beer.
sales dropped off after there was some big TV show or something where one of the main characters like had a heart attack after a Peloton workout,
know.
and people
I
are
don't know
like,
about that.
"Holy shit!"
If it wasn't on
Can't do it.
Bluey or Spirit, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't remember. I just remember hearing something about like Peloton sales dropping after like some character, who was acting.
I don't know.
Had a fictitious event.
That
in
sounds
front
like
of them. I don't
something
know.
that would have happened after a Saturday Night Live spoof or something like that.
Yeah.
Right.
Or opening up a jar that contains farts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Speaking of leaning into.
Wasn't that a hit song?
That's what some of
Jar-
them sound
jar of
like.
farts?
Exactly.
Christina. Oh God, what is her name? I'm getting
How have we not?
Jar of farts.
How have we not addressed through this whole episode so far? Marco, where did you get a T-shirt with Chase Legler on it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Target. I got
Yeah,
a
that's pretty
t-shirt.
cool.
Target,
Chase Legler.
damn.
Pretty cool.
That. You see that?
Damn.
You see him?
That's badass.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
That is really
So
awesome.
it's not
Actually,
funny. Not
I didn't
funny
get it
to
at Target.
any-
I made my own.
It's
I
not
was gonna
funny
say, I
to
was gonna
anybody
say.
else except those of us sitting here in the room.
I made my own Chase Legler t-shirt.
So for everyone listening, picture Chase,
Mhm.
and then picture him on a T-shirt, shirtless, and that's basically what Marco is wearing on his chest right now.
Mhm.
Yeah.
With his hair teased up in a nice
See it?
80s.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
poof.
yeah.
Producer
Yeah.
Brian noticed it right
So
away when I
he
walked
did.
in.
He did. He was like, "Dude, that's Chase on you," because I was here before Marco for like
Right.
the first time ever. Marco walks in, and producer Brian goes, "Dude, where the fuck did you get a shirt with Chase on it? That's badass. That's
Yep.
awesome." Marco's like, "I made it.
Yeah.
It's cool."
That's how you do it.
Has Chase seen it yet?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, have
he's
you
seen
worn it to
himself,
Sonder? Well,
Yeah,
but
right?
I mean,
He knows what he looks
I
like.
can
Well, yeah.
almost guarantee that Chase has that shirt somewhere.
probably does. Probably does.
Sustainable cotton. You know.
There's no way that
Recyclable.
shirt is sustainable cotton.
No,
No.
no, not
no,
that
because
one.
it wouldn't fit the next time I watched it. It barely fits after I watched it the first time.
You got to dry it on low. You can't dry things on high.
I ain't got time for that, Julia.
Do you know how long that takes?
I ain't got time for that.
Ever. I hate laundry.
I could hang dry it, I guess, but then it'd be all stiff.
Yeah,
gotta
and you
use it.
can't. Yeah, well, but then you could let it dry. It'll be stiff for a bit, but then you just throw it in the dryer on the like air fluff, the no heat setting, just to kind of knock it around a bit,
Yeah,
get it a
right,
bit.
right.
You know, yeah.
Yeah.
But if you don't pull it out right away, then it gets all wrinkled, and it's just that's what she said. So
Lots
anyway,
of stiff and pulling out. I don't know.
Which
I don't know.
actually, it lends itself to slide right into shit beers.
Laundry is dirty.
and so is Gail, according to some of the things that she said during the episode of Shift Beer. Gail sounds absolutely amazing.
A blast. Sounds like a
Yes.
blast to hang out with.
So
Gail, have you on the show one day.
Yes. So Beth, bring her on by. Episode 65 of Shift Beers. Cory's mom.
I love
has
Cory's
got it.
mom.
Yeah, Cory's mom.
Everyone loves Cory's mom, and she put up with them so incredibly well.
Oh yeah, I mean it just fit right in.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they instead of just the show being 100% about Cory's mom, they were also drinking barrel-aged beers. So
Really?
They all brought. Yes.
You kidding?
I'm not kidding.
Have they done that
That's-
before on the show?
Yes. More than once.
Like every show.
But they had to have
Every
something.
show there's a barrel-aged beer.
Well, that's because certain members of the show won't let them do gas station singles anymore.
Yeah.
So
Well, it's
Yeah.
because that also became very repetitive. Just about.
and vomitive.
And
It
I was
was
just going to
yeah,
say,
yeah,
and very
if that's a word.
painful
Yeah.
Yeah, there
for them.
was some
yes.
just
I feel like for
reflexes there.
someone in the brewing industry who you would think would, well, I don't want to say that he doesn't want to, but that would almost need to try good and bad, all kinds of beers with adjuncts, that type of thing. You would think
Sure.
that Button Brian would not protest different styles of beer as much as he does.
He just really kind of likes Twisted Tea, and that's about it, though.
Yeah, Twisted Tea and Elijah Craig. Like those two.
yes.
Like I will give him the Elijah Craig. That's I don't know. It seems like kind of a bitch move to me, but that's just my 2 cents. I haven't seen him in here for a while, so I don't know if
feel
he
like
still
I saw him not long ago. Yeah, I don't remember, but it wasn't that long ago.
Okay. I need to sub up there. I need to swing by and say hi. So, kind of getting back to the episode. Beth and Josh have an office now.
Oh, they do.
They're no longer. So I wonder if this means that Beth is no longer going to be handed the mail every time the mailman comes to March 1st Brewing.
Oh, that's a good
Because
good
that
question.
was a
The
thing for a
mailman
while.
walked past everybody.
To hand it to Beth, which either means the mailman is sexist or he understands how hot Beth is. So take that as you will.
Or he walks in and looks at all of the people on March 1st and doesn't
Yes.
trust a single one of them,
Right.
except for Beth.
And all
That
of them
is
are like,
fair.
Beth, you're in charge because,
Here's
you're-
the mail. I
Yes.
only trust you.
Yes. That's probably the most
none
accurate
of-
statement of it.
None of you
these
look
all.
trustworthy.
I spent a little time hanging out with the Shift Beers crew outside of their job side of their life last week.
Nice.
And it was at the same day that they got their office, Josh and Beth.
Nice.
And the genuine concern, because Josh was not with us at that time.
Are they in the same office?
Yes.
Like,
The genuine concern that she was going to show up to work the next day, Monster Energy posters and
Yeah.
a Monster fridge and a gun safe on the wall and was very real.
all very, yeah.
Beard hairs
Valid
all over the floor.
Oh, I mean, is there carpet in the new office? Because I mean,
I believe so, but
those beard hairs are gonna
stick
stick.
right in. Yeah.
They're gonna stick. Beth, I need you to call up Cintas and upgrade that contract that you guys have with them right now. Right now.
That's got to go through Chris, and Chris is like, it's just a racket. It's just a racket.
Well, but Chris doesn't even have beard hairs to deal with. To deal with. My freaking God. I give up on speaking today. Sorry, guys. It's just
It all
not
worked
You've
out.
had
This was
like a quarter of a beer.
Right.
It all worked out. This was the same night that the Jingle had 18 cheese conies.
Oh my
The
God.
gravy legs?
Yeah.
Yes. No,
Or
fluffy waffles.
flubby wubbles.
Fluffy wubbles.
Flubby wubbles. So during
I'm going to
the
go to Crap Rouge conference next year.
yes,
I'm gonna go.
Yes.
Flubby wubbles
If you
everywhere.
can give me a discounted ticket, I want to go, but I'm not paying $300 to
Julia,
go.
we can become members as enthusiasts for like $35,
Hell yeah.
and then I don't know whatever.
Although
CBC costs.
I
according
think it's
to Josh,
150
you don't even
bucks or
need like a lanyard or a
Yeah,
badge
you
or
just-
anything. You
it
can just
was-
walk around.
It was
and
funny.
people are
So
like,
we
"Shit."
left the conference and went drinking. I met back up with I was meeting back up with the March 1st Shift Beers. Do we say that crew?
We're not, this isn't their show,
that's
so we
true.
can say
Yeah,
whatever
to hell
we
with
want.
them.
Yeah.
I met up with them afterwards, and I walked into to Rheingeist, and there's Jingle just hanging out.
So
How the
you
hell
were
did you
not,
get in,
so
buddy?
you were not part of Beth almost being killed by Chris and Brian?
No, I was
Okay,
not
okay.
part of their Uber journey.
Well, let's talk about the Ohio Craft Brewers Association part of...
Most of us didn't almost die, for the record.
Yes, this is true.
Our experience was different.
Very
than-
different.
Than the
So in part of
we'll call them the Shift
Jadrinkin-
Beers crew, and that's
Yes. So majority of the Jadrinkin was about most of the Shift Beers crew being at the
Sure,
Ohio
sure.
Craft Brewers Association conference that was held here in
Mm-hmm.
Cincinnati this year. Apparently, Bud and Brian managed to break the orange juice dispenser. So within the first 5 minutes that he walks in, already wrecking havoc, which...
I'm a brewer and I'm a distiller, and
But I don't know
how to. I don't know how to operate the orange juice dispenser.
See, I was smart and went over to the Bloody Mary / screwdriver.
If
bar.
he would have gone for alcohol first instead of
Right.
orange juice, this would not have happened.
And of course,
I never
Lesson
pour
learned.
my own drinks ever.
No,
So-
no.
and in typical fashion, Chris was standing by him and just laughing at him.
Scream. And then apparently, in the process of using the streetcar to get to Rheingeist,
Right.
they almost killed Beth,
Yeah.
Right.
which would have been an absolute tragedy.
How
Tragedy.
many times do you think they've almost killed Beth? That's
More than they're willing to admit.
What's the over/under?
Ooh.
6.
Oh. 6. No, how many episodes have they had? 60.
We're on 65.
65
so will
episodes.
so will that
And they-
number? Does that number just count shift beers? Because they've worked together for
No, it
longer
counts-
than
it counts
Beth
everything.
and Josh have been
Everything.
friends for
and coworkers.
That's
for
true.
a lot
Coworkers
longer.
for years.
Yeah,
I didn't even
Jungle
think of that.
Gems.
They used to work over Jingle Jams. So
It's got to be in the dozens.
Oh, for sure.
Easily
Easily.
in the dozens.
Yeah.
So apparently there was a whole streetcar situation to where they tried to trick Beth to say, "Oh no, this is the stop we need to get off on." The doors open and Beth kind of like looks out and what she was saying is, "Are you sure? I think we're still one stop away." And they're like, "No, this is totally it." Tried to push her out of the streetcar.
They made her leap from one streetcar to the other as they were passing on the road. And
Yeah.
Some
dangerous.
Matrix
I mean,
stuff.
my
I think there's a
God.
picture on the wall of the streetcar that says, "Do not do this. Jump
Yeah.
from one streetcar to the other."
Right.
Yeah. So I have not jumping from streetcar to streetcar, but
But was she dressed like Trinity
probably not
from the Matrix?
Probably not
She
because
might have
that's
been.
she might have. Well, that's true. She might have been.
Because I mean, come on now, Trinity.
She's a
could have
fucking
done
nerd,
that.
and I love it. I almost gave a bus driver downtown a heart attack one time.
Ooh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
so
Like with some
so
kind of
my-
like an
so my-
injection, like a
No,
spy
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
thing.
no.
or-
So
was anthrax.
I don't even want to call it a near-death experience
He's
because it
allergic to
100%
peanuts and
wasn't. No,
Well, not yours.
it's
A
it's
near-death
even
experience has to
for
be
the
your
for the bus
experience.
driver. Yeah. So
Oh, if he
when
was
I-
driving, it could be everybody's.
It could be
It's
everyone.
true. It could. True.
one of the things when I worked downtown, worked with a great group of guys, but we would do this thing, or well, they would do this thing to where if we're walking down the hallway,
Oh
whatever.
yeah,
more
Kill a
than-
Bus Driver Tuesdays. They used to do that, right?
That's right.
They would
That's
do stuff
right.
like kind of like bump into me and like make me run into a wall. Stupid
Sure,
shit.
that sounds
whatever.
like fun.
That
Yeah.
sounds like high
So,
school.
Sounds like
so
great-
I
great
started.
times.
So I started. If they would barely touch me, I would just do the overactive. Oh no, and like slow motion, act like I'm.
Oh, like
but,
a
I would.
Matrix.
Yeah, like a Matrix
Yeah.
thing, but very overdramatic to where no one would ever actually think that I
Sounds
was.
like a really
moving.
fun time. Every time I walk past Marco and smash his head into the wall, we're gonna have a blast.
So we were
like
walking.
your Neo dodging bullets.
We were walking somewhere downtown. And there was a bus, like we were getting close to an intersection,
Oh
and
my
there was
God.
a metro bus
They
going down
pushed
one
you
side.
in front of a bus.
Not even. One of them accidentally brushed against me because people coming the opposite way, and I was closest to the street. It was barely, and I went, oh no, like just super. I didn't even move to the left, just
Like you faked-
Like I faked falling up like upwards or something. The bus driver. Oh my God, I feel terrible about this. All of a sudden I glance over and she has like her eyes are as big as saucers. She's looking at me, she's white knuckling the steering wheel, and I'm just like, I'm not even really that close to the curb, but I think she thought I was gonna fall into the street when I'm just doing. Oh, it was terrible and hilarious, and I still feel bad to this day. And it's been like over a decade.
This poor
poor
public
woman is just-
transit driver.
I used to have a really good career as a bus driver, and then this incident happened. I lost my nerve. That's
right.
I had to
I
go work
couldn't
at
do it. I couldn't do it.
Target.
So Beth, we are glad that their attempts to end you failed.
she drives the little like golf cart at Kings Island to get people back to their cars now. God, Julie.
I had a retirement plan. I had
My pension
great
just
insurance
gone.
policy. I had,
Oh my
everything
God.
was so great.
Oh my
My
God.
family respected me, and now I have to drive the golf cart.
Just one moment where I thought I was going to
That's
kill
it.
someone. Yeah.
Hey, if you're that bus driver going up to BC's Bottle Lodge, Montgomery one Tuesday, we'll buy you a
Oh
beer.
God, we will. 100%.
We have a couple of Patreon, or not
I
Patreon,
would-
but a couple of donations
that we will
yeah,
gladly
but we'll get
give
you a
you.
beer. It's fine.
Buy you a beer, and if we pass you in the hallway, we'll smash you into a wall. It'll be great. We'll have a good time.
Yeah, come
So
on
it's
up.
fun.
I'm crying.
So
laughing. I'm crying.
Normally that's me, so I'm glad that I was able to provide a little bit
That's
of
great.
hilarity
hilarious.
to this one. But yeah, so in addition to Brian breaking the orange juice dispenser, in addition to most of the Shift Beers team trying to kill Beth, Django decided it would be a wonderful day to drink a hell of a lot and then eat 14 conies. Yeah, and he learned the hard way that that's not a good idea.
Yeah.
Not a good idea.
I
And
could have told him that that's not a good
anyone
idea.
could
Conies are amazing.
yes,
in
limited
moderation.
quantities. Yeah.
In moderation.
Yeah. So that is where Gail, who is the star of the show, Gail is
Without a doubt.
is Cory's mom, best mother-in-law. They've talked about her numerous times on the show. She was their guest, and she said when Josh was telling this story, he was like, "Man, it was not good. It did not end well." She goes, "Oh, you had the flubby wubbies,"
Right.
which is now the proper term for gravy legs or whatever else you may want to call that certain situation.
She really stood out, and she was a trooper, right? So they started talking about a particular story about her and Beth. I'm not going to spoil the story for you, but
Great story.
it's certainly great story, but it involves a little bit of overindulging and some of the what happens afterward, and it's all fun, and most of us have been there one day or another, and she just took it.
I mean,
it was great.
She even said, "I like to drink.
Yeah.
I like to drink. I like to have fun." Have either of you ever thrown up in a car?
In the car
In
or
the car.
out of
Like,
a car?
I'll say
I've-
in.
in a
I'll
car,
say
no.
like
in a
okay.
car, I've not.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
No, I mean you could create a like a bingo square.
On places
But-
Marco has thrown up.
Yeah, but no, but in the car is not one.
Okay, so that can't be the center square of the
no,
bingo card.
yeah,
Okay.
not the free square.
All right.
But yeah, I mean it. And then they moved on to making very regular jokes about all the men on the show wanting to have sex with Gail's son.
Yes.
It's
yes. Which.
yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was.
I mean-
She definitely took it in stride.
She did.
Well, yeah.
She definitely took it in stride. She also took having to do banger in a box in stride,
Yes.
which was impressive.
Yeah. No. So Gail went and participated in Banger in a Box and was pitted against Button Brian. And Button Brian, they faced off.
Oh, yeah.
And
It was a pretty serious throwdown.
I mean, about as serious as they got on Shift Beers with the whole Banger in the
It
Box
was
challenge.
fine. It wasn't that bad until he hit her in the head with the bottle, and
Yeah.
that was a little.
That was a little much.
Things got rowdy.
Well, but
she
that
took it in stride and laughed it off. It was fine.
But that's because she had just told a story about how good Cory is at golf.
Yeah.
Oh man,
mini
this guy.
golf.
What is he not good at,
is-
right?
I'm telling you, he can cook. He knows how to use a putter. He-
9-iron.
Was it a
Yeah,
nine
it was
iron?
9-iron,
Okay, okay.
yeah.
I think there was a little confusion
Yeah,
about
it was
definitely
what
confusion
club
on
it
the
was.
club.
as a toddler,
Oh yeah, he started young, and he's been
cooking and 9-iron as a toddler.
yes. Also clogging drains in more ways than
He
one.
did
yes.
use a putter for that one, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Clogging drains. Hey now.
Cory sounds like an incredibly fun guy. I would love to meet him and his mom at some point. Maybe not with any other part of the Shift Beers crew, just Cory and his mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
And Pierce. Pierce.
Yes.
Pierce
sounds like
and
yes,
Pierce's
he's good.
brother. Yep.
Pierce. And they go ahead and give us the nugget of Cory's middle name.
Yeah.
They did.
Yeah.
They did, which we're not going to tell you.
Nope.
You need to listen. So you all know how wonderful Cory is and how he is everyone's husband, basically,
Right.
on the show. Except for Josh. Josh really hasn't claimed Cory as his
I
yet.
think he's a little shy about it. A little
Josh
timid.
isn't in love with conies. We know that.
This is
Yeah.
true. This is true. One true love, and it is Coney's. Apologies to his fiancee.
I'm open
I
to
think she
throwing
knows
down
what's
with
going on.
Corey on
Yeah.
a gumbo throwdown. I'm
Ooh.
open
Ooh,
to
that'd
doing
be
that.
good.
And I
Yeah.
needed to make sure to qualify that because the tone and tenor of the way that Shift Beers was talking about, if they would have used that phrase, that would have been very open for interpretation. But yeah, I'm open to a gumbo challenge.
Yeah, I will say that Chris was not there for a majority of the episode. Chris showed up quite late because he was working at another of the buildings that they're not going to be working
Multiple,
at.
they have multiple
It's part of the campus.
Buildings.
Part of
Yeah.
the campus.
Yeah,
the network of
Yes.
campus.
Networks.
They're like
networks
Networks
they're
are
like
good.
Tri-Health. They're like the Tri-Health of the alcohol industry, or
Yes.
maybe like the Oaks program in school.
He was within radio distance.
He was, which I thought was hilarious that he came across on the radio, on the two-way.
Yeah,
Good for him.
two-way.
But man, when he
It's
showed up,
it's the walkie-talkies, not what Josh and
yeah,
Gail's son were doing.
yeah, that's. It got awkward. It got real awkward.
What happened?
Real fast.
Hey, what? What happened?
Stuffing things. And not just stuffing things, but like stuff and things. Happen. Stuffing things. Yeah. Mark is confused.
No, I was just letting the joke sit.
Oh, you were letting it marinate?
Yeah, I was letting the joke sit. So Chris came on towards the end of the episode, said, they said, "What are you doing? You're supposed to go to dinner with your family." He's like, "No, they're having dinner without me."
Yep.
And so they said, "All right, well."
So he chugged pretty much all of the barrel-aged beers that they had. They're like, "Hey, these are all warm. They're beyond room temperature." He's tossing them back. I mean, they had...
He was on the show
I don't know if
like
he got any
4
heady
minutes.
topper. Yeah, I don't know if he got any of the heady topper.
I don't think
they
he
didn't
did.
mention it.
I don't think he was on the show 4 minutes. He's
Imagine
like, okay,
that went
I gotta
pretty
go.
quickly.
Yes.
That's the problem.
Yes. But yeah, they had a burial beer, meditative variations of the, I can't read my own handwriting.
Underworld.
Of the Sanctum of the Unholy.
That was close.
Close enough.
Usually how you go with burial.
A 2017 KBS. They had Big Bad Baptist Double Jam Series, Jackie O's Rack and Run. They had Mad Tree's Axis of Darkness. They had a Bourbon County beer, and Chris just slammed whatever was left.
Here's another question, too. We learned that Jingle is now keeping track of all the beers that they drink.
Yes, he and Chris both. Chris
which is,
started,
for the record, is very difficult to do.
You guys did not
when you
have them
start
in your
drinking
show
the beers.
notes this time around.
Yes, agreed.
And that he has made Chris go back and listen to all the old episodes
Yes.
to keep track of those.
So that'll
no
be
more...
extremely accurate.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Because Chris is going to be drinking while he's re-listening to these episodes. So
That-
I would be.
he's going to start listing what he's drinking and not what they drink on the show. So it's still going to come back to me being called out.
Yes.
Yo, Julia, what we drink here? And I'll be like, dude, I don't fucking know. It's your show, not mine.
it
Even
opens
though
up
I
a
have
question,
notes on
though.
it.
Do you keep track of what you guys drank on the show?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we have it. We put in every single show note.
But do you have a list of all of them? Do you know how many
No,
beers you have
this is
drank
true.
on the show?
No,
That's
no,
it.
we-
And
we have- there's
we're
no
using the
running tail.
pejorative "we," right? That
Right.
means
Yeah.
Julia.
Right.
So
Right.
One of these days, I'm going to type up a how-to document on if I ever get hit by one of the bus drivers that I piss off.
please do. That
This
way,
is how to do. This is how to publish the show. This
right.
is how to. Edit.
That way, when Caroline's co-host of 2 podcasts, she can do that for us. Oh, I'm sorry, Caroline.
So, Joe, you're going to have to start editing 2 podcasts
That's
if
right.
the bus drivers decide that it is.
That's correct.
It is finally time for them to take retribution for the things that I did not intend to do, but that I did. Yeah. Noam, I've heard that you have a podcast on occasion. That
On
you
occasion.
every now and then use microphones and mic stands, and Weekly Pint, you even have kind of one of the boom mic stands that
Yeah,
it
all
seems
kinds
like
of-
Shift Beers now has.
I will say, okay, so that's a really great topic to bring up. So there are a couple problems happening with Shift Beers and their boom stands.
Yes, Newport Report actually mentioned what they need to do to fix that. So I was hoping to see if you and the Newport Report are able to.
The first boom
Set
stands
them
that we
straight.
bought as a podcast were the same ones with the external springs. Those are miserable.
Okay.
They will always cause you problems. Replace them as soon as you can.
Okay.
Is my number one advice. Beyond that, you can get some shock mounts and stuff for your microphones, or just don't touch the table, or separate the mic stands from the actual table that you're touching. There's lots of stuff that
So-
way too inside baseball. But
Which is what Newport Report said. They said, yo, Shift Beers, if you're using those boom mics, it has to be on a different table than what you're setting your beers down
Yeah.
on. But Marco had an excellent thought on what maybe could dampen that sound a bit. So maybe since you've used them before, what do you think about if they are being clamped to the same table that the beers are being set down on, which... Yes, that's what they're doing. You can hear it every single goddamn second, guys. Josh, you can edit that shit out. Get better at your job. What about putting like some of the numerous drinking koozies that I'm sure they still have left over underneath where it clamps as a bit of padding?
It might help
Could
a
it?
little bit,
Okay.
but you're actually probably better off taking and putting all of your beers in a koozie. And so that way you have the soft surface
yes.
that is hitting the table.
That's
you're
why we
stopping
use
some of that.
coasters.
But even then, you're still going to hear the people
sure.
touching the table and stuff. It's,
Okay.
There's a lot of little things that you could do. I'll talk to Jingle, and we'll see what we can figure out. But
Be sure to charge them a consultant
for
fee
anybody
for
who
Yeah, for
might be listening to this that is hoping to start a podcast. if you're going to invest in boom arms, put some actual money into your boom arms, because you can have a crappy mic can still sound good.
Thank you.
Table
we resemble that
noise.
statement.
Table noise is going to be a pain in the ass for the rest of your life if you have it.
Cool.
Excellent
I like
information for all of us and for everybody out there.
I think everybody that listens to the show already has a podcast, so it doesn't even matter.
Probably. All of the podcasters.
Yes. I mean,
listen to
even
the show.
you heard producer Brian even agrees with that one.
Right,
exactly.
Yeah.
Good information. That's
Yes.
the Gnarly Gnome. Find him at gnarlygnome.com. Gnome Creative. He can,
Look at
set
our
you
show
straight.
notes. We link his Twitter, Instagram, and gnomecreative.com.
That's right.
Because we appreciate everything that he has done to help us out. So
Yeah.
we want to try to pay that forward as much as we possibly can.
Yes, correct. Absolutely. Not just
So-
a friend of the show, but a friend of ours. The probably I don't want to say most important thing, but the most consistent thing that we want to talk about every time we talk about shift beers is the burp count.
Yes.
So for those of you who are new to the show, thank you for coming along. For those of you who have been around, thank you for coming back. This is the one show where we have, just put it out there if you want to do it. I mean, it's a thing. Drinking game with shift beers. So what we do is we listen to shift beers and count the burps, and we make a tick mark for each of those. We give you a total number of burps, and then we let you know how many pints. If you were doing the drinking game, not 12-ounce cans. Don't be messing around with 12-ounce cans. How many pints you would have to consume during that episode of shift beers. One thing I don't know, and I don't know if you actually differentiated in your notes versus my notes, Julia. How many burps did we attribute to Gail?
I have tried to see if I can figure out a way to separate the burps to who is producing them. I can't do it.
It's very tough.
Some of the burps sound very
tough.
similar.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, they do. Every now and then someone will claim immediate responsibility for a burp, or the other members who are at that recording session will be like, yo, Chris, good one. Most of the time they
It's tough.
don't.
It
Yeah,
is tough.
so unfortunately I do not have a way to attribute specific tick marks to a specific person.
If they were video Patreon episodes, it would become a lot easier to do that.
It really would.
Yep.
And
it
it's
really
not that
would.
hard to do. You set up a camera and plug your mixer into it,
I
guys.
still say
Just do it.
if I'm assembling a burp team, I need Beth. I'm
Yep.
at, like first pick Beth.
Yep.
That's your first pick?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's my first
All
pick.
right, so fantasy burp team picks. Everyone, who's your number one pick? You already said burp.
Well,
You already
only
said
out of
Beth.
shift beers, or are we going all
Just
Cincinnati?
all
I say
Cincinnati
all
podcasts?
Cincinnati podcasts.
All Cincinnati podcasts,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah, so Marco, do you change from Beth? Do you pick someone else?
No, I mean, because even if Beth isn't in the end out of all Cincinnati podcasts, the number one, I think I got a real workhorse in that burp count. So I'd pick Beth.
Okay.
Number one. Number
All right.
one overall.
I'm torn between Chris and Brian. And I think I'm going to give it to Chris. I think Brian just doesn't drink enough to give
He
us some
doesn't.
good
No,
knowledge.
and that's a good point, is that most of the time when Chris is on the show, he's having very little beer and sometimes
But very
opts out-
quickly.
and sometimes opts out of beer and then misses shows. And he'll tell you, I don't drink during a weekday, or I don't, all this
Right,
other mess. So I mean, as far as a production aspect, I think it's almost like in basketball where you have some of these guys that are having rest days.
Right.
He's got rest days.
Right?
All right.
What's your number one pick?
My number one pick is going completely out of left field.
Ooh,
I
okay.
do not have any tick marks, any actual stats to back up my pick.
You're gonna do it, aren't you?
I'm going to do it.
You're gonna do it.
I think
Oh my God!
I think that if I had to set up a fantasy burp team, my number one pick
Oh shit!
would be Joe from Craft Parenting Podcast.
Whoa!
Because
he is
you
not
know-
only the Michael Jackson of German dancing, he would be the king of the burp.
So when Joe, Caroline, and I are walking
Caroline.
are walking the Bachfest 5K in a month and a half ish, I'll have a talk with him, because I have a feeling that when he lets himself just kind of enjoy the beer and enjoy the bubbles.
Okay.
Oh, I bet he's up
I bet
there.
he could put
I bet
out
he's up
like
there.
a solo show. It's like, hi, I'm Joe Ludwig, and I'm here, and I have a few drinks, and just let you in on what I'm doing, and just to let you know, I'm gonna burp along the way, and then he's just gonna put it out
and
there.
it's going
like,
to blow
boom.
everyone away. Exactly. That's
it's
so.
gonna be,
So Joe's my
yeah,
pick. Joe's my
like,
pick.
Yeah, see, I feel like he would have the best burps,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know that he would have the most burps.
Okay.
Like
They would definitely be the best
the
burps.
best,
Yeah.
like well-rounded, like loud, or
Yes.
like suburban burps, or what are you
No,
talking?
like well-rounded, loud, like good, like guttural burps,
Like German heritage
yeah, like,
burps.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
man burps,
Exactly.
Man burps.
Good
Man burps.
German burps.
man burps,
Hashtag
which is
man
also
burps.
the name of my band.
Yeah, your band.
Man burps, yeah.
Oh,
The
nice.
And
man-
we,
Nice. Yeah, you are a musician. Musician.
yeah, I play the burp.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So the burp count.
Yes.
to
Oh,
kind of,
yeah. Oh, we didn't do that yet? Let's go.
No. So
Wait,
the
do we
burp,
start recording?
oh shit, the button's not.
That's on.
No, it's on. The red light is on. I did good this week. So to pick up where Marco left off, because he is now drinking his beer to try to get some of the burps that we are talking about.
Let's go.
The burp. Wasn't expecting the voice.
Makes me feel
But
a
that
certain type of way.
There are tingles. So the burp count game that we play with shift beers, the average drink of any liquid that someone drinks when consuming a beverage.
We got to word that different. Average
Okay.
drink is not fair. The proper amount that a person should be putting in their mouth at one time.
That's what she. Oh,
Ew.
so 2 ounces.
2 ounces.
2 ounces is the proper amount
Look,
to
you can
to
Google it.
drink
That's where we
while
got
you're
it from, damn it.
drinking. You
2
guys,
ounces.
there is no one that is listening to the show for the first time this. Well, maybe I don't know, but 2 ounces of liquid per burp. The total number of burps into the total number of ounces drank
Right.
into the number of pints, 16-ounce pints.
Look, people, we
that you
do
would be-
math.
You know how this
we
works,
do
guys.
maths. You know. So for this episode 65 of Shift Beers, with Cory's mom, who's got it going on and who likes tossed salads,
Yes.
was
My favorite part of the show.
That's right.
that was
Like tossed salads.
Gail. We love you.
Gail.
Hit us up.
Gail just went.
Slide in our
I like
DMs
tossed
sometime.
salad.
Oh yeah, and everyone stopped. It was beautiful. Oh, ooh. Do I leave it in or do I let it go?
She
Man.
didn't say she likes to make tossed salad. She said
She
she,
said,
likes to
like,
have
she likes
tossed salad. Yeah.
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 Very, very open-ended.
Yeah, it
there.
is.
Yeah. So anyway, burp count.
Sorry, Gail.
30.
You're the best. Have you on the show soon.
Maybe. If she brings more, like, Heady Topper and other beers, hell the fuck yeah.
I know, right? God, she was just bringing bangers.
Oh, my
That is,
God.
the first single
Dude.
from my band, Man Burp,
Yeah.
is Gail likes tossed salad.
Awesome.
Oh, man, I can't wait.
Mm-hmm.
When's are you releasing the single first, or are you just going to do a full album?
No, I think you're supposed to
everything
just
at
release
once?
the singles one
Okay.
at a time.
Well,
So
yeah, but
I'll
there's
keep
some,
you guys up to date
but
on
there's
each
some
single.
bands and some artists that instead of doing a single, they just do the entire album at once.
Yeah,
so I
those
didn't know
are
which
on
way you were
vinyl
going.
or just
of
digital?
course, yeah.
Vinyl?
Yeah,
Okay.
Of course,
vinyl.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
good.
so the record swap salad toss at Sonder, it'll be a
There
good
we-
time.
there we
I
go.
don't know.
There
I
we
tried
go.
to make it work. It didn't.
I didn't know that worked.
Okay. The Shift Beers burp count game.
What a party.
Yeah.
Aren't you glad you showed up tonight? No.
All right.
38 burps, which is 76 ounces.
Okay.
4.75 pints.
Okay.
Which
All right.
which is
I mean, that's
respectable.
fine.
I
That's
mean,
respectable.
it's very
Yeah, that's fine.
respectable.
That's,
Yeah.
That's good. That's okay.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't have Chris there for 90% of the
I know,
episode.
I
and
know.
he really does.
Well, and they had Gail, but it's not a 1-for-1, right?
Right, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. And even though you say to someone, oh, yeah, it's cool if you burp in the mic, if that's just not something you typically do,
It's
you're
hard
not
to-
going to just all of a sudden start doing it.
Sure.
So good job, guys. Again, another incredibly fun episode.
Yeah. It was fun.
I'm sorry that the beer that I brought to you guys didn't hit the mark, but, such is life. It's all good.
And that, that happens.
Yep.
It's the thought that counts.
Yep.
And I didn't hear that they were using the other device,
No.
but
No.
I did hear
I mean-
discussion about it when I hung out with them
Yeah.
last week.
Oh, really?
I mean, you don't.
Yeah,
you don't always
somebody
need
mentioned
to
we
use
should
a
have brought
device.
that.
Yeah.
Because,
Oh, really?
yeah, the cans weren't going down quick enough at the conference.
It's an interesting gadget. I had version 1, which kind of sucked. Like, it was neat, but it wasn't as consistent as I would have thought it would.
Right.
But you also, in version 1, had to, by feel, like, squeeze
And if
the
anybody
blades
doesn't
into
know what
it.
we're talking about, listen to Shift Beers. They
Yes,
talk about
yes.
it.
Episode
Was it
64
last
Shift
week?
Beers.
It's a salad tossing device that you
it's-
use. It's complicated.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Go and listen, and you'll get it.
You'll get it.
You know,
Whether you want to or not, you'll get it.
we can't explain
Everything.
from every show or every inside joke. You're just gonna have to
Right.
go with it.
Because
you know?
that's the point. That's the point of
Just come
what
along
Truth,
the
Beer, and
ride.
Consequences is. We want you to have enough questions about what we're saying to go, I need to listen to their show to find out what really happened, or to get the full story behind what they were laughing about. That's what we're here to do. So listen to Hustle and Brews, listen to Shift Beers, listen to every podcast that we talk about.
Yes.
That way they can put out more content, so we can put out more content.
That's right. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and close this episode of the show, and then we're going to start recording on our point 5.
All right, so to kind of close out the show, I want to thank everyone for listening, whether it's your first time, second time, or this is episode 26. If this is your 26th episode of listening to us, thank you very much. If you like what we're doing, please subscribe, follow, like, share, review. Do all the things to talk about our show to your friends, to your family, to your coworkers, to the people. Screaming at bus drivers and streetcar drivers. Like,
Toss a salad.
toss a salad
Do
or
it.
two
Whatever.
in our name.
Yeah, do it.
It's cool.
Do it.
You can follow us on all of the social media at Truth Beer Pod. Send us an email. Let us know things. Let us know thoughts. Let us know what your favorite salad dressing is. I don't know.
Fluffy waffles.
Flubby wubbles.
Morgan
What gets
Freeman.
you all flubbly wubbly?
Love
We want to know.
salad
We
dressing.
kind of don't want to know, but hey, if you want to tell us, we'll listen. truthbeerpod@gmail.com. And if you would like to buy us a pint like Victoria M has done, like Jangle has done, you can go to truthbeerpod.com and look for the big blue support us link. We would really appreciate it because, as Gnome has told us more than once now, we need new headsets.
Your headphones suck really bad.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna start bringing my own headphones.
Didn't realize that. I mean, we started the show with these, and
Yep, and this is where we still are.
yeah,
Though
I
to
mean-
be fair,
yeah, to be fair.
season 10 of Letterkenny is pretty damn good so far. So to be fair, you
I
have
don't even
been
know
on
what that means.
you have been on the show before, and you have worn these headsets before. So you did not push us hard enough to upgrade. So I'm going to pretend
He's
throw
never
this
mentioned
back.
it before today, by the way. I
Well,
mean, he's only
he-
been on the show 3 or 4
Well,
times.
you know,
I mean,
it's fine. It's fine. We know now. We know what our
Yeah,
next steps
but
are. So please
they're
support us so
functional,
that
you
we
know.
can. Yeah,
They're
yeah.
functional,
Should be
and
worse.
if we upgrade, we would look to pay it forward to somebody who's in need of perfectly fine headsets.
Like Shift Beers.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Shift Beers.
But yeah,
Have you seen theirs? Woo.
But yes, reach out to us. Tell us hi if you see us. Drop off some beer for us at BC's Bottle Lodge Montgomery and let them know that it's for the Shift Beer team. That would be pretty cool. Don't let it know the Shift Beer team. This is the
Drop it off.
second
Not
time.
the first time you've done that.
This is
Yeah.
the second time. What is wrong with me?
Drop off
They're
beers.
drinking like kings here.
I mean, we are all about supporting all the podcasts, and
We are.
and
We
apparently
are.
what I say that shows. Let the producers here at BC's Bottle Lodge Montgomery know it's for the Truth Beer and Podsequences team, please.
Yeah.
We do not want to be giving Shift Beers more beers.
No.
No, they don't need them. But yeah, that's all I've got. So, Gnome, thank you so very much
course.
for being here and for participating in this, not quite a train wreck, but a bus wreck of a show.
Bus wreck.
Bus wreck of a show. And, Marco, what do you think you're going to be doing next Tuesday?
I know this coming week I'm going to go ahead and listen to all the Cincinnati-based craft beer podcasts, and
Sounds
then
good.
next Tuesday I hope to be here with you, talking about our version of how they went.
Sounds good. I think I'll be doing the same. Let's cheers it up, guys.
All right, let's go.
Cheers.
Cheers. God, that was so funny on Shit Beer.